boots on. Yo, Jimmy, hit me with that Triple H.
What's up, guys? This is the WWE2K14 Defend the Streak live stream. Tried this a couple of times. I've either got defeated or it's glitched out. So hopefully, because I'm live streaming, it's not going to do either one of those things and I can actually complete the thing. So this is obviously the first stream we've ever done on YouTube. Normally our streams go on Twitch, but if there are any problems, obviously tell us. The stream will be up in our events. You'll have to go into our videos page and then select the events tab. It's in like the drop down. It's got like uploads, playlist, and there's one that says events. You're gonna have to click on events to watch this back if you're not watching it live. So, you know, it will always be there for you to watch. I'm not gonna take them down. I've not done it with Twitch either. But I've sort of like exported the Twitch live streams over onto YouTube. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing is defending the streak. Defending a streak that in real life no longer exists. For all of you wrestling fans that watched WrestleMania 30, you would have found out that Brock Lesnar did defeat The Undertaker and that the streak ended. We're going to defend the streak, and I'm going to do it in the WrestleMania 17 arena because, yeah, I like WrestleMania 17 and I like WrestleMania 19 only because of the arenas. WrestleMania 30 was alright, and there was a couple more that were alright, but 17 and 19 were the ones I liked the best. And I'm also going to use the WrestleMania 23 version of The Undertaker. Not that it matters, but it's just my preference. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the streak in real life is over. The streak sort of ended. Yeah.
And the odds aren't in their favor. It'll take a massive amount of intestinal fortitude to win this match.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, as I was saying, sorry about that, I was trying to turn the sound down a little bit on my TV there, yeah. Brock Lesnar did defeat the streak in real life at WrestleMania 30. There are various like rumours about what happened, saying that the ref didn't know the finish, you know, that Brock Lesnar just changed the finish mid-match, you know, various different rumours. Let me tell you something, right? As somebody who works in the media industry, who's worked, you know, not on professional, but on, you know, in TV studios and has been on TV sets before, knows what has to happen in scripted material, and that's what WWE is. It's scripted material. For one, they had a graphic that said 21-1. That would have taken a while for them to do, and also to render. For the length it was on screen, it was on screen, or on the screens in the arena, for quite a while. A good 5-10 minutes while The Undertaker was in the ring and getting up after the pin and everything. So, that would have taken a while, not only to render, but also to project onto all of those screens. So they would have had to have that graphic ready. They couldn't have just instantly changed it from 22-0 to 21-1. Okay? It just wouldn't have happened. So everybody and the production team knew that the streak was ending. Therefore, Brock Lesnar knew he was winning. Therefore, Undertaker knew he was losing. Right? Okay, and because of the streak, it probably would have been Undertaker's choice. Fair enough. So he would have known he was losing. Therefore, the referee would have known he was losing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have counted the 3. Okay, he would have done something like, I know Earl Hebner did it in the past for it was a completely different match, but the finish was different to what he was told, and he didn't count the 3. I think it was in Rock versus Kurt Angle match from a few years ago. He sort of didn't acted as though he counted the 3 but didn't, and then was told by the participants, yeah, well, the finish has changed. That wasn't the case in the Undertaker Brock Lesnar match. The referee knew the finish, otherwise he wouldn't have counted the 3.
He's putting those educated feet to good use.
Okay, not only that,
Oh, look at that.
people would have been told. The commentators probably wouldn't have been told. Michael Cole and JBL and Jerry the King Lawler, they wouldn't have been told, more than likely, because you know, they would have wanted a genuine reaction coming out on TV instead of a staged one. Okay, but the timekeeper and the person ringing the bell, they would have known. Okay, the announcer probably wouldn't have known, so they could get a genuine reaction of him. Okay, but more than, you know, it wasn't just the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar that would have known the finish. Okay, and some people are saying Lesnar will be fired for, you know, ending the streak. No, he won't. Okay, he's on a part-time contract. And Undertaker wouldn't have ended the streak, okay, if one, he didn't think he was eligible to defend it every year, okay? There was rumours of Sting coming into the WWE, and fair enough, Sting has signed a contract with the WWE, okay? And he'll be around probably for WrestleMania next year. Maybe he'll have a match with The Undertaker. Does it really matter now? No, because he would, you know, it would have been nice for the streak to be there, but it's not, okay? But Sting will be around. Okay, but Brock Lesnar won't be fired for ending the streak. That was Undertaker's choice. Okay, that wasn't Brock Lesnar, you know, being big-headed and saying I'm defending the streak. I'm defeating the streak now. That wasn't his choice. Okay, that was Undertaker's choice. It's his streak, and because he's probably the most experienced on the card anyway. You know. Okay, bar Triple H, but still, Undertaker's going to have a say. And speaking of Triple H, that's the guy who I'm facing now in the ring. But anyway, back to, as I was saying, it would have been Undertaker's choice, nobody else's. So, yeah. Anyway, I've just had a little bit of rant about something that's happened there, but, you know, that's true. And that's essentially, I'm talking about something relevant. This is the streak mode, WWE2K14. You can obviously try and defeat it, and you can try and defend it. Here, I'm trying to defend it. I've done videos in defeat the streak before, and failed miserably. And I've also put out a video on ways you can beat it. Or, well, not ways you can beat it, but ways you can kick out this pin, which, in a way, you know, you can so easily win off that. So essentially, I've told you how to win and also lose in that game mode. So, yeah, no, it's one of those things. But defend the streak is sort of, it's different. It's a game mode we haven't seen for a long time, since I think SmackDown vs. Raw, the first one in 2005. Well, it was released 2004, but still 2005. And it's called Slobber Knocker mode, and that's what this is. If you basically play this mode to its natural conclusion, so that's either you get pinned or you... I don't know how it physically ends winning, in a way. But, you know, because I've never got that far. I've normally got to about 40 opponents. I've either then lost or it's glitched out, as I said. But, you know, you can play it to a natural conclusion, which normally, you know, you can lose. You can unlock Slobber Knocker mode, which is essentially this game mode. And basically, for any of you who are new to the wrestling series, the WWE wrestling series, game series, and you don't know what Slobber Knocker mode is, it's basically a game mode where you pick one superstar. And it used to be everybody outside of it. It's essentially a gauntlet match. But it was called Slobber Knocker mode in past games, and normally the superstars were on the outside of the ring and just slid in. But in this version, 2K's version, they actually run down the ramp, which, you know, is actually as they would in a gauntlet match anyway. But what Slobodanka mode is you face several different opponents. You pick one person. You can't change who you are, okay? But you face various different opponents, and basically just keep pinning them. And yeah, just pin as many as you can. As I said, you can't change your character, so if you get pinned, that's it, it's game over. But you can, you know, then obviously go back in the menu, select another character and do it all over again. You can't face anybody twice, but you can if they've like got the retro versions. So like you can face Ric Flair twice because there's the retro version in the game. You can face the Big Show 3 times because there's free DLC of him as the Giant. There's the retro Big Show and there's the current Big Show. So you know, certain people you can face more than once, but you don't normally. But you know, that's that. So as I said, you've just got to beat on as many people as you can. And yeah, pins or submissions. You can't escape the ring, but then again, you don't really need to, because you know, you go outside, you get counted out. That's that. Or you use a weapon, you get disqualified. It's essentially game over for you. So if you've got the ring escape sort of thingy on your character, the what's it called, ability, then it's sort of useless. So that's why I pick a character that's got a comeback, that's got a good running strike that can cause blood. If you've got blood on, I always have blood on because I don't like the PG era. So, you know, go to the Attitude Era, it always has blood. Yeah, you don't want someone with ring escape, you don't want someone with outside dives. Springboard attacks, yeah, you can use them. You can still, you know, jump off the ropes on the inside of the ring, but you can't really jump to the outside. Outside dives is obviously useless, which, you know, Undertaker has outside dives because he does his swan dive over the top rope. But, you know, it's sort, like I said, it's sort of useless. You want somebody with a good comeback, because that's always useful. Speaking of comebacks, got out of the comeback. I thought I was going to get hit with a comeback then by Sheamus. But like I said, you want somebody with a good signature and a good finisher, and you want to try and build the finishers up because you're going to need them. From what I've seen, Undertaker's chokeslam is more powerful than his a few running strikes and a chokeslam is more powerful than a few running strikes and a tombstone. So, you know, find your own way. What I've found is people do guides on things, and yeah, they can work for one person and they can work for a few other people, but they won't work for some others. So what I always say is use a guide to help you, and if it's not working, develop your own way off that guide. Because, and if that doesn't work, then find another guide, but develop your own way off it, because if you can find your own way of doing things, it can help like so much. It's like I found my own way of defeating the streak. Some people say, oh yeah, it's really easy, but you know, I changed this moveset only because I wanted the achievement for 5 kickouts, but still, you know, I then, you know, found my own way of defeating it by using, you know, weapons and just staying on top of him and using creative characters. But you know, to unlock all of the defeat the streak pictures, you need to play with play as the characters who have faced Undertaker. So, you know, I'm trying to find my own unique way of doing that. I think I've beat him twice in my own unique way, but I can't seem to do it with other people. Again, the character. From what I found, the characters have their own unique style. It's like the light heavyweights are gonna, you know, when I say light heavyweights, I mean the guys like Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels, those types of characters. They're going to be different to you guys like the Big Show and you guys like, you know, Andre the Giant, because obviously they're heavier, and obviously you guys like Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara because they're lighter and they're more quicker. So I've seen weight detection. Keep weight detection on because it helps. And it's automatically on anyway in Defeat the Street mode, so you can't turn it off. But it helps pick a style, and a style that you prefer. That's something as well that I always do. So anyway, on to the game. I've just defeated my 12th opponent in Virgil. So we are 12, and I think there is an achievement for defeating 50, so we may be here a while. We've been playing this about 15 minutes now, and I've defeated 12 opponents. So, yeah, we're in this for the long run. You can get some quick pins off, I will say that. Have I altered sliders? No, I think I'm still on legendary difficulty. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I put it on legendary difficulty or hard difficulty to get a achievement for gaining 50 wins on hard. I've got an achievement guide coming out for it. Quick way of doing it. I've got an achievement guide, like I said, I've got an achievement guide coming out for it. But I don't think I've changed the sliders back. So, yeah. Really, this wasn't the best of ideas, keeping it on hard. Because obviously when you want to achievement hunt, you want to get it in the easiest possible way. But you know, hard isn't really that hard, to be honest with you. Phenom difficulty, as I dub it in Defeat the Streak, is hard. That is what I would call hard for a wrestling game. That's what hard should be, but it's not. 2K, get to work, make your hard difficulty harder. It's been too easy for the past couple of years. Okay. And that's the 14th opponent, and here comes John Cena. Opponent number 15. What I'm going to do is just take a very brief break to check that everything's working and everything after 15. So after every 15 I'll check, so I'll check again at 30 after this pin basically, and then yeah, the mic will still be live because I'm only nipping away for a very short while to check everything's working and everything's running smoothly. And obviously I want to make sure it's working for you, because otherwise I'm not talking to the world. Did it count 4 there? I so thought the referee counted the 4 count there. Anyway, that's 15 pins. So hopefully everything is streamed as it should have done. Okay, I'm now facing Mr. McMahon as number 16. So I'm going to pause, take a short break, and just see that everything is streaming. So everything should be good. Like I say, just checking. Everything looks good. And that's something I should have done. Set myself to busy. But there we go. So yeah. Make that be a lesson to all of you watching. Set yourself to busy when doing a live stream or recording anything, because notifications, obviously you want achievements, so keep your notifications on, but because you want to see your achievements pop. But especially if you're recording an achievement guide, I'll get to the but eventually. But you don't want people coming online every 5 minutes, because if they know that you're live streaming, then they're just going to keep signing in and out just to annoy you. So make sure you go busy. Don't do what I did and stay as online, because yeah, people will come online. It's a given. You don't control them, especially if they're in another country or another part of the current country you're in. So yeah, don't send that guy messages. Then yeah. Anyway, so what else can we talk about in this live stream? I know. Let's talk about something else wrestling related. My favourite WrestleManias. As I've said, as I said at the start of this live stream, WrestleMania 17 and 19, I like the arenas. If I was to rank the WrestleManias that I've watched, and I've not watched them all live, okay, I haven't watched them all live. I've watched a few live, and then a few I've bought and watched the day after. And you know, some I've had tapes for me, because you know, around the early 2000s, tapes were still around, so you know, I had people tape it for me, because you know, I was too young. I was still in in primary school, going into high school, so I wasn't exactly staying up all night to watch it, and I couldn't watch it the next day because I was in school. So I got it on tape, and then I watched it sort of the next weekend. You know, that was that. So the ones I've seen, and I've also got the tapes of, physically bought the tapes of WrestleMania 17, and then WrestleMania 19 I watched on tape, and then still bought the tape of, because the tape I had only had 3 hours and the show was 4 hours, so I lost the final hour. So the tape I had never had the Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle match on it, and I've still never to this day seen that match in its entirety. I know it's on YouTube and I can watch it whenever I want now, but well, anyway, on to my favourite WrestleManias. I watched 17, and that's my first WrestleMania that I watched, but I got that on tape. I started watching it near WrestleMania 19 in around 2003. That's when I started watching wrestling. Or the WWE anyway, and I don't really follow it as often now. I just watch it around WrestleMania season, and then just sort of, yeah, go away from it. I check it up on it every so often, see what's happening, but then just sort of float away from it until like November, December time, and then get back into it again around the Royal Rumble. And yeah, so that's the only I was saying was, you know, WrestleMania 17 is the first sort of WrestleMania that I saw in the order. I mean, the first WrestleMania I saw was WrestleMania 19, but got WrestleMania 17, saw it on tape, enjoyed it. I'd rank that highly as a great WrestleMania, because of some of the matches in it. Austin Rock that was a good match. The McMahon match, Shane versus Vince McMahon, that was sort of the Monday Night Wars match, really. And then that was a good street fight. TLC 2, the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian in the tables, ladders and chairs match. That was a great match, with that famous Jeff Hardy spot where he's hanging from the titles and Edge spears him off a ladder. That was an insane spot, which is still repeated today in some of the montages that WWE do for WrestleMania moments. And yeah, and then moving on to WrestleMania 18, didn't really watch that, but I did see the Rock Hogan match, because right, the way I had to see WWE was SmackDown used to air every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, well 12, so I used to watch it then. And around about Christmas times, when WWE in America aired tribute to the troops. We didn't get because that's when they sort of started doing tributes to the troops over in, you know, Iraq and Afghanistan. They did it over in those war zone areas. But now they do it in arenas in America and invite the troops to it. But that's when they started doing tribute to the troops. Or I believe, or they did some form of Christmas show, highlights show in America, or they did something, and we didn't get it in the UK. So instead, they shown highlights clips of the sort of best matches throughout the year from pay-per-view. And excuse me while I get pinned. Yeah, so we got the Hogan Rock match free to air in the Christmas of, 2002, and we also got another WrestleMania 18 match, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was Scott Hall, Stone Cold, which wasn't as great. It might have been Ric Flair Undertaker, but as I said, I cannot remember which one it was. And a match actually, going back to WrestleMania 17, a match I missed that was a good match was the hardcore triple threat match between Big Show, Raven and Kane. That was one I missed. But anyway, yeah, so as I said, WrestleMania 18 we only got the Rock Hogan match. Because I didn't buy that pay-per-view, I didn't get it tapes. As I said, I wasn't really watching it around the time. I started watching it around then, so I'd obviously missed the WrestleMania. But I have since watched WrestleMania 18, there was some good matches, but I'd say it tried to live up to the hype of WrestleMania X7, which was WrestleMania 17, and it just didn't. It just didn't, in my opinion. It was a good WrestleMania, but it didn't live up to its previous year's WrestleMania. WrestleMania 19, as I said, I got a tape of and then bought the tape of, and that was a good pay-per-view. What did WrestleMania 19 offer? Well, it offered The Rock Stone Cold 3, the third match, and they seemed to have like a biannual match, 15, 17 and 19, that's when they had their matches, and The Rock finally won. What else did it have? It had Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, which again is a match that I said I never watched properly, but I knew the result. I've seen it in highlights, I've seen what's happened, I knew what went on. I know Brock did a shooting star press, and they both came off seriously injured from the match, but yeah, that was that. It had Big Show and Nathan Jones versus not Big Show and Nathan Jones, Big Show and A-Train, who is now Tensai, versus The Undertaker and Nathan Jones, but Nathan Jones never turned up because he got attacked before the match, so it was essentially an Undertaker handicap match, but it was a no disqualifications match because Nathan Jones came in and interfered, and Undertaker didn't really need his help, but he got his help anyway. But it's forever gone down to a handicap match. So, because it started a handicap match and it finished a handicap match. So, that was that. I've just noticed something as well in this. I mention somebody and they come out and then face me. That's happened a few times. Now, I don't set this up to who I'm facing, by the way. It's completely random, so this is strange. So anyway, going on to WrestleMania 20, I didn't really see WrestleMania 20. I know it had a tag team and cruiserweight open, and it had a triple threat for the world title, but, and it also had Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle, which turned out to be, it didn't turn out to be Eddie's last WrestleMania. No, it didn't. WrestleMania 21 was Eddie Guerrero's last WrestleMania. WrestleMania 20, can't really comment on. This was WrestleMania XX. It had Undertaker, Kane as well. It had Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. It was dire, alright? I didn't really like it. It could have been better. It had some good matches. Could have been better. WrestleMania 21. Moving on. It had Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, which surprisingly it was the first on the card, but it was a great match. They both sort of showed off that Mexican style. Really, it was a great match. And that was at 21. It also had the very first Money in the Bank match, which, you know, they had to impress because it was the first one. And it had, obviously, Cena, JBL and Triple H Batista. And, yeah, that was that. 22 I didn't really like, didn't really watch 22, didn't see 22. I saw 23 and then everything else through 23. I'm not going to go into detail with each pay-per-view, but didn't see 27. Actually, I didn't see 27, which was the one which was where Miz was WWE champion, which was just stupid because he's not won the title since. You know, it was just didn't like that pay-per-view. I mean, it was all right, but you know, I didn't watch it, so I can't comment on it. But out of the ones that I've seen, probably 23 I liked. Not many did, but yeah, 23 was all right. Did like 25, 28, 29, 30. So yeah, I can't really comment on the others, you know, pre-WrestleMania 17, because I have seen WrestleMania 16, but not in its entirety. Okay, there's certain matches I haven't seen in that, so again, I can't really comment on it. But yeah. So I've rambled on about WrestleManias for the past 15 minutes as I get pin number 25. So we are halfway through this this defend the streak. I've already pinned more opponents than the streak actually ended at. It ended at 22. Well, yeah, 22 opponents faced, not 22 wins. But I've already pinned more. Okay, I've took quite a considerable amount of damage, which isn't good. So I need to start doing some more running grapples and speeding this thing up a bit, because running grapples are your friend in any game mode because they just seem to be more powerful. Stomps on the ground, when they get up, running grapple, and you'll just win. Now, something I'm going to comment on about this game. Okay, what I think they could have done. I know WWE have a licensing issue with certain like commentators, because they do, like Gorilla Monsoon and all of that. But and I know they tried the best with the thought I lost then. With the and I know they had, like I said, I know they've had licensing issues and stuff, but the commentary they could have used, and what they could have just done is the lines said by somebody with licensing issues. They could have got one of the current commentators to do, but still, it was that, you know, like the older WrestleManias, but you still have like JR and King doing commentary for WrestleMania 1. JR wasn't even around until WrestleMania 9, so, you know, it just didn't feel right, it didn't look right. But I know WWE and 2K can have licensing issues, and fair enough, they did the best. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. Right, Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. Let's see if we can change history. So, yeah, I've got 3 tombstones, so, you know. Tombstone number 1, which Brock Lesnar took at WrestleMania 30. He took a tombstone. And he kicked out at 2. exactly like what happened at WrestleMania 30. The second one, he reversed at WrestleMania 30. He ain't reversing this one. So that was the second one. This should be all over. Alright, so that's 27. History has been changed.
This is what WrestleMania is all about, ladies and gentlemen. The passion, leaving your body and heart and soul.
So yeah, WrestleMania, 30 years of WrestleMania mode. That was a great mode. You can relive, you know, some of the greatest matches from WrestleManias. But like they did last year with the Attitude Era game mode, they had like a separate section at the end of it called Off Script. I think they could have done something here similar to that was off script. So like the matches that maybe they didn't feature, maybe that weren't the main events at WrestleManias, but that were still good matches, that, you know, some that I've mentioned in the past, like Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, WrestleMania 21, you know, matches like that. They could have put as an off-script sort of thing that, you know, something like extra at the end. You know, you get the achievement for completing 30 years of WrestleMania, and then you've got this like off-script stuff where they're sort of like the greatest matches but that weren't main events, so they're like the forgotten greatest matches sort of thing. That would have been nice, but obviously, you know, 2K they were pushed for time a little bit. I know some of the THQ guys that were already developing this game when THQ went out of business went over to 2K and basically helped them out finish the game. But, you know, they were sort of pushed for time for what to do. So, yeah, but, you know, it was as good as they got it. And, you know, I'm not saying it's not a bad game, because it isn't. It's got its flaws. All games have. There is never going to be a 10 out of 10 perfect game. People will rate them 10 out of 10, but there will never be a perfect 10 out of 10 because that's people's opinion. So, yeah, this game, not perfect. No game is. But it's, you know, it's solid in what it does. It's game modes. It's 30 years to WrestleMania game mode. Is good. It seems easy at the start because they want you to get into it, which it does. It's quite easy at the start, so you know, you get into the game mode, and then it can get progressively harder as it moves on. I mean, the last match is The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania 29. You're Cena. You have to. You basically at the very end, once you've completed all the objectives, there's a hidden one. You have to basically AA The Rock. He kicks out. You've got to then AA him again. He reverses into the rock bottom, which you have to reverse into an AA, which he reverses into a rock bottom, which you have to reverse into an AA, and then you can pin him. You have to hit the two reversals perfectly. If you don't, he will just keep rock bottoming you, and you basically have to restart the match. It gets difficult. It's got its difficulty with Defeat the Streak mode. So if you want a difficult part of this game, a challenge, play those game modes, play those matches. It's got its difficulty. Put the game on hard and alter the sliders. So anyway, you know, and that altering the sliders will give you the difficulty. Anyway, I've just defeated Kane. That was opponent number 30. So again, I'm going to pause, and I'm just going to check the stream is working. So obviously the mic is still live, and you can still hear me. Okay, so we are all's going well. All's going well. And we shall return to game with 30 opponents beat. I've essentially won. If this was a Royal Rumble, I've essentially won a Royal Rumble, but if it was pin to eliminate. Which, yeah. She's making me a burp. There we go. Didn't work. Yeah. Let me just talk to you about the Royal Rumble. It's an over-the-top rope elimination match, and I know there's been rumours recently about they're never going to bring back the WCW versions of anything. They're not going to bring back War Games, which was like a triple stacked cage full of weapons type thing, and World War 3 as well has been rumoured, which was 3 rings, 3 standard rings with 60 participants. When it got to the final 20, they all went into the middle ring, and I think when it got down to the final 2, it was pinfall or submission. So it might have been over the top rope. I can't remember. I have seen World War 3 and War Games matches, and WWE aren't going to bring them back. They were WCW matches, but WWE won't bring them back because they're PG. Okay. I think they're trying to get away from PG a little bit because, you know, I think they're realising that PG is getting them nowhere. I mean, TNA, look at me, I'm talking about TNA in a WWE video. TNA, they might not have the best product out there, okay? But the reason why viewers are watching their content is because it's not PG. Okay? If WWE was the same rating as TNA, then TNA viewers would come and watch the WWE product more. You know, that's that. But I know that WWE is more mainstream than TNA and whatever. I'm about to get pinned here. There we go, kicked out. I thought I was game over. I'm now going to get razor's edged. This is going to be it. I am done. I am done. I'm not kicking out of this. If I kick out of this, then I'm pinning Razor as quickly as possible. Right. No, I'm not kicking out of that. I got out of that last second. Right. You see, after 30, this is when they start attacking you and going for you, and it's much more difficult to get rid of them. So, yeah, this is... I need to start running grappling and stomping more. And I mean, I've got finishers stored up, which is good. You're going to need them. I'm going to try and store as many finishers as I can. I can hit signatures, but I just can't hit finishers. I'm going to need them. Because my finisher strength is right up, so it should only take them about 2 or 3 finishers, if anything, to finish these off. What's happening? Why ain't it running at me? Have I glitched in the... No. I thought I glitched in the post then. That's a kick out. And I thought he was going to go for another pin as well there. Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, he is. Kick out. Not happening. I'm not using resiliency on that. I can just tap. Look at my body damage. It is red. It is red. Oh, this is never good. Signature coming. That's got to be it. Got to be it. Alright. I don't know how to heal. You heal up, I think, after every 5. But, oh, okay. Running grapples are not good. They're going to keep pinning me because of my situation. I'm on orange body and I am on red... orange head, red body. So I am pretty much done. So I just have to be careful of finishers and run away when they get up. And just keep hitting them with running grapples. That's all I can do now. This could be over pretty soon. Only because of the damage caused to me. because there's been times when I've been talking and not actually concentrating on what I'm doing, which wasn't the greatest of ideas. But you know, you guys want to hear, want to hear me. That's what live streams are all about, to chat and talk and whatnot. You can get in touch with Gamebreakers, just to plug this via the tweet at GameBreakersUK. If you want to just say anything, just tweet us, whatever, we'll reply. If you want us to play a certain game, tell us. If we can get hold of it, we'll play it. If you want us to do certain things in certain games, we'll see what we can do. We're like a people's channel, so if you want something and we can get hold of it, we'll do it for you as best we can. So yeah, that was just a plug, really. Yeah, anyway, back to this. I don't know what number opponent I'm on now, and that was a kick out, a bloody Ryback. Oh, for God's sake. I hate when they hate it. I can't. Oh no. Oh, I'm only just getting out of this. I normally can kick out better. It's because I'm miles away from the screen. There we go. Oh, sake, Ryback. I'm gonna have to reverse this somehow.
Just look at the series of unanswered attacks from Ryback.
You can hear me going mad with the button presses there. I'm just going to pin him.
This is what
Right, that should do it. That should do it.
Leaving your body and heart and soul in the ring. Into the cover, hooks the leg. 2.
Right, unique thing though with this slobber knocker game mode is there's no rope break, which is useful in so many ways, because if you're near the ropes, they're not gonna, it's not gonna break up your pin.
This is what WrestleMania is all about, ladies and gentlemen. The passion, leaving your body and heart and soul.
It's good because that you can pin near the ropes without a threat of it getting broken up. You don't have to have a dead center of the ring to pin them.
He's got him covered.
Oh, what? Kick out 1. Damn. Need more running strikes, need more stomps. If I can get to 40, which I've got to 40 the past couple of times I've played this. 40's, that's sort of the area I get to. There's an achievement for beating 50. It gets sort of difficult after 40. And they also get finishes a lot more, so yeah, I can get pins sort of after 40. That's 35. I should be able to heal up now. And when I say heal up, it only heals you a little bit. There you go. Doesn't heal me much. It's healed me to orange. Here comes the Giant, which isn't Andre the Giant. This is the Big Show WCW version with long hair. So like I said, I've healed up now from all red to all orange. So if I don't take any hits, I should go down to yellow. If I don't take a single hit. If I take a single hit, I'm back up to red again. So pressure's on. Pressure is on. I'm back up to red. I can get pinned so easily. But I've beaten the Big Show essentially, because that's who this character is I'm facing. I've beaten him before in this match. They've got the same overall. I should be able to pin this guy. I'm trying to save signatures because if I can pin him off a running grapple, then I can hit the signature the second the next one comes in, and then have another finisher stored automatically, because every signature you hit you get a finisher. But if they're not pinning, then I'll just hit the signature. because it's not starting to bore me, but I just want to, you know, get healed up now. And I'm starting to get the bigger, more heavyweights now, so it just makes the game that little bit harder. But as you can see, I've got 3 finishers stored. I mean, I watched someone play this once and they had 12 finishers stored, and they got nowhere near 50. I mean, I've been using mine, but it just shows you can do it without finishers. So obviously I don't know when I'm going to get pinned, so I'm going to say this now. What improvements do I want to see for 2K15? It's early days yet, but what do I want to see? I want to see the NXT roster. I also want to see the when I say a career mode, I mean a full career mode. You can choose whoever you want. Okay. Now with that, obviously they'll have to do text instead of voiceovers because it'll just be too much or too big on the game files. But when I say career, it's there's ways you can do it. You can only include, say, limited characters, and you can either or you can have, there can be 2 different career paths depending on who you choose. If you choose an NXT character or a custom superstar, then you'll do like an NXT, you know, like NXT type career, rookie type career, you know, build your way up to the main roster. If you pick a WWE superstar, then you'll do like a road to the WWE Championship, or, you know, WWE World Heavyweight Championship, you know, career. And in that way, you only have to do voiceovers for the characters that you're including in those stories. And then, you know, if you want to do a career mode, you still can, and then have it with text. That could be the main story mode, you know what I mean? Or maybe something else I want is an updated roster. Focus less on Legends, focus more on getting the current roster as up to date as you can, right? And then include Legends, right? Don't give Legends as DLC, okay? If you're going to put Legends in the game, put them in. Put the DLC as characters that maybe didn't make the cut. The cut is normally at SummerSlam, okay? So the ones that didn't make the cut at SummerSlam, okay, the game comes out in November. So between SummerSlam and release date in November, okay, you have 3 packs normally released, okay? 1 in November, 1 in December, 1 in January. In that time, you can put out roster updates, okay, for characters that, you know, maybe didn't make the cut initially, but you can put them in the game now, okay? And that, you know, would work. But they don't do it that way, because that's not how they'd work. They'd rather get the money off you to buy Legends. I don't use Legends that often. I use the current gen superstars. So give me more current gen superstars, you know, and I'll use them. If you want to do a Legends game, if you want to put Legends in it, make a Legends game. Okay? We had Legends of WrestleMania. Yeah, okay, that was terrible. But we had Legends of WrestleMania that you could import the current gen into if you wanted to use them. When I say current gen, I mean the guys on the roster at the time, the active wrestlers. When I say Legends, obviously I mean the ones that aren't participating now, that are either in the Hall of Fame or classed as Legends. And Undertaker, the man from the dark side, never ceases to amaze. They did Legends of WrestleMania. That was a terrible game, but it was, you know, it was full of legends. They did WWE All Stars. That was arcadey, but it had legends in it, and the legends worked in that game. They worked in Legends of WrestleMania. They worked for that concept. If they don't really work in the current generation because you don't see them every single week. You know, more people are going to buy this game are going to be watching the current generation of superstars. They're going to know Daniel Bryan, they're going to know CM Punk, okay? They're going to know John Cena, they're going to know Randy Orton, Triple H, etc, etc. Okay? They're not probably, well, they're probably going to know the likes of The Rock, Hogan, Stone Cold and all that, but they're probably not going to know the guys like, you know, Big John Studd or, you know, Sergeant Slaughter. Okay, Sergeant Slaughter, he's on every single Legends show WWE does now, but still, they're probably not going to know those types of guys, okay, because they've probably not seen them, especially the younger fans, okay, so why can't the, you know, you see where I'm coming from, people? Update the current roster. That's what I want. That's all I asked 2K to do. For 2K15. That's all I ask. Update the current roster. That's it. Okay? And also bring back the weapons physics from SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, because they were the best physics you've ever had, or they've ever had in a wrestling game. Seriously, they were the best physics. Bring them back. The weapon physics. Give us more spots. Give us a backstage area if you can. That would be nice. And I don't just mean a free roam backstage area. I mean one we can actually fight in. Okay? Them are all I ask for. That's it. Okay? Everything else you've got in your game is fine. I don't use Story Designer, and I don't really use Universe. Okay? But they're alright. Okay? You can make improvements to them if you want. I don't really care, I don't play them. I know other people do, okay? So they'll probably have an opinion. But all I ask for is an updated roster, okay? Better weapon physics and a backstage area you can fight. That's it, okay? Also, I'll add one more thing to that. Keep these WrestleMania arenas from every single WrestleMania as well. Because then that's nice, because you can actually recreate old WrestleManias in the correct arena. Okay, so that's nice. That was a nice touch.
And now the toll of this very physical contest is beginning to show on his body. And he's in a tough predicament.
So that's that. 2K, you know what I ask. You know what the people are asking. Well, I'm not saying I'm the entire people who's asking this, but I know the majority of people who are asking on wrestling forums, who, you know, they're asking for this sort of thing. So anyway, I'm about to hit 43 superstars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the passion leaving your body and heart and soul in the ring.
So this might be the best I've ever done.
This attack to the skull kick.
If you've probably noticed, some superstars like Cody Rhodes just then, who have just got rid of, pinned, and I think Mr. McMahon as well. I didn't actually pin them, but I beat them because you can also, in the Slobberknocker mode, it's not just pinfall and submission, it's knockout as well. Oh, so thought I was pinned there. Reverse something! Reverse something! No! Run away, run away, run away! Oh, damn. Damn it.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so
all I need to do is get up, reverse, hit a signature. That's all I need to do now. Because he is done. There we go. Reverse, hit signature. Why can't I hit the signature? No! Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Running grapple, it's going to have to be. The signature's going to have to wait. Oh no, I lost the signature, that's why. Oh, damn. Oh. And here comes Brock Lesnar again. He clearly hasn't had enough. This is obviously the retro Brock Lesnar. You know, all he's done is ran backstage, changed his costume and come back out again. No, he hasn't really, because they are different character models. Because the retro Brock Lesnar is different to the current Brock Lesnar. That's something else, right? Don't bring retro guys in. Give them just as an alternate attire. Don't say like John Cena retro, Brock Lesnar retro, Big Show retro. Just put it as a retro alternate attire of the current model, because it wastes character slots. That's something that's annoyed me for the past couple of games. I don't know why they just do that to waste character slots. They can add... that's something else. They can't update the current roster because they're wasting character slots on retro attires as, you know, separate character slots. Put it as an alternate attire. And it'll be fine. You know, then you'll have the extra slot for the character. And there is... hold on 1 second. They can't say, oh, we haven't got enough slots. Well, hang on. We can create, you know, if somebody has... I know that Hogan in this game has about 5 attires, right, from different WrestleManias. If you wanted, you could create 3 superstar threads on each of those characters. That gives him 15 attires. That's on one model. He's also got an NWO version. So that's 16 models of Hogan you can have, right? So, does anybody need 16 Hogans in the game? No. Okay. So, how can they say, oh, we don't have enough character slots? You give us 3 for superstar threads. So, and that's it. It's over. I got pinned. I couldn't kick out. I couldn't defend the streak. I could defend the streak to, I think, 34. Eddie Guerrero beat me. I couldn't hit the finisher. So, yeah, that was that. As I was saying, though, back to what I was saying while this just plays out. You don't really need 16 character models of one person. So, like that, Hogan, NWO, and then you've got Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and then you've got Hulk Hogan. Just put his Hollywood Hulk Hogan NWO into his Hulk Hogan model as a separate attire. It's pretty simple to do, right? And then then the Hollywood Hulk Hogan slot goes. You can fill it with another one from the current gen, hopefully. So anyway, that's about it. Defend the streak. I think I defended it to 43 opponents of a match length of 56 minutes 29 seconds. I got a 440 competitive rating score, 20,515 showmanship, 4,000 in excitement, 24,800 in drama, 6,050 in offensive diversity, 21,000 in the streak extension bonus because I extended the 21-0 it was originally by 21, it's saying, but I think I pinned 43 people. And the opponent defeated bonus was 12,294, giving me a total score of 89,134. That was better than my last attempt, which came to about 66,000, and it didn't glitch out. So, yeah, didn't defend the streak. And yeah, would you like to upload your score? Yeah, why not? Let's see where I am on the leaderboards. Your rank 209. That's pretty damn high. That is pretty damn high. Right. While I'm on this, I'm gonna go in statistics a minute. Defend the streak. Hold on. How do I get to defend the streak? There we go. Defend the streak. Weekly leaderboard 209. So I'm ranked 209, highest score for the week. That's obviously going to change because people are going to play the game mode. But let's have a look, shall we? Longest playtime 56 minutes 29 seconds. That was obviously this playthrough. Highest score obviously from this playthrough, the 89,134. Most opponents defeated in a match 45. So I don't think that was my last playthrough. Fewest opponents defeated in a match 1. Now the reason why 1 is the fewest opponents to win the match is because I just wanted to unlock the Slobberknocker mode and, oh well, get the achievement to play it to its natural conclusion, and I was experimenting to see if a loss got you that, and it does. So, and that's why the shortest match is 2 minutes 56 seconds. Most finishes used in a match 24. Most wins by pinfall was 45. That was obviously the one with the 45 most opponents. Most submission wins in a match is 2. Most wins by knockout is obviously 2. And when it says most in a match, that's each individual superstar eliminated from like the Slobberknocker mode. So, yeah. Do you want to have a look at my defeat the streak stats before I go? Let's have a look then. Fastest win in 7 minutes 25 seconds. Highest score of 61,838. Wins over the Undertaker I've had 3. Most finisher reversals in a match is 1. Pinfall victories 2. Submission victories 1. Health after a win. And least health after a win. You can see that. I'm not bothering reading that. Most tombstone piledriver kickouts in a match 4. No. That isn't tombstones. That is kicking out of his finisher, being those rolling pins that you saw in my achievement guide. Now I know I did 5, but I didn't finish the match, but I did do it again. Weekly leaderboard, not really on that because not played it. Street Breakers, as you can see, the Dominator there, that's my created character. Did it in 9 minutes. Batista did it in 7 minutes 25, and the Big Show did it in 8 minutes and 48. So Batista and the Big Show, if I go back, obviously Dominator's created character, so he isn't real. But if I go into WrestleMania Victims and we look here, we've got to find which ones are in the games. Jimmy Snuka isn't in the game. Jake Roberts isn't in the game. WrestleMania 9 3-0, that was Giant Gonzalez, but they're not counting him for some reason. They've not put his name in here, and neither have they put WrestleMania 6, which was Sid, Psycho Sid. But Bundy is in the game, so you have to win with Bundy, Diesel, Kane. I don't think Bossman is in the game. It might be. But Triple H, Ric Flair, Big Show or Tensai. So obviously beaten with Big Show. Randy Orton, Mark Henry. I've beaten him with Batista, Edge, HBK, and CM Punk. If you beat with all those, you get an achievement, and you also get all the WrestleMania pictures as well, in the libraries. So, yeah, we have been rolling for about an hour now. Honestly, with this defend streak achievement, getting 50 pins, you want to do it, and then you get pinned, and you can't be bothered doing it again because you got so far last time just to lose it. It can get difficult, and when you don't concentrate as well, you can obviously lose track of what you're doing and all that. So, obviously this was WWE2K14. This was Defend the Streak game mode. Yeah, that was it then. I've been Dave from Gamebreakers. This has been, as I said, Defend the Streak, Gamebreakers Live. There'll be more live streams coming in the future because we can now live stream console games. And hopefully, if all works well with this live stream to YouTube, there'll be more on YouTube. We will be moving the live streams over to YouTube instead of Twitch. So yeah, that about wraps up this live stream. I've been Dave from Gamebreakers. There'll be more videos in the future. And as always, I'll see you when I see you. Bye.